Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this podcast series by Vodou Alchemy, where we're going to be talking about Fête Gede, the cultural festival of ancestors in our Haitian culture. I am your host, Nathalie Guillaume, also known as Natidre de Haïti, and it's my pleasure to have a special expert in the house with me. I have Georges Vilson, who's going to share his knowledge on music, on anthropology, on Haitian culture. Georges Vilson is not only knowledgeable in Haitian music, but also music in general. And I really want this part of the episode to be focused on really the connections that a musician or anybody in the arts can have with these Gede spirits and how big this family of spirits is and how much it has inspired and guided many people in the music industry in general. So if you can start to talk a little bit with us about the patterns that you had seen when you were studying music yourself, because I know you also went to music school here in Brooklyn and a lot of experience that you've had outside of Haiti with your music education knowledge. So if you can just talk a little bit about those patterns that you saw music-wise in general that were connected to the Gede spirits, that'd be a great place to start.
The Gede, again, the rhythms that they use are usually fast rhythms. They could use the mascaron, they could use the petrol, and they also have a rhythm called banda that they use, which is actually very well connected to mascaron. And you will find, again, talking about the melodies are pretty simple, very easy to catch, nothing complicated. And again, they won't be any more than probably 3 or 4 phrases, and that's it. And they will go with it. Very simple melody. But again, very entertaining lyrics to really keep your mind open, to make you laugh. Just like Gede. Most Gedes enjoy to laugh. They enjoy life. They like to drink. They're very lively, actually. So the music is pretty lively. But sometimes some composers, I noticed, have created music outside the rhythm. They may create it like a Gede music outside the rhythm. Of course, that's okay. It's nice to see someone like Ludovic Lamock playing Gede Nibo. Yes, it's pretty nice. But Gede Nibo, the rhythm of the Gede Nibo is closer to Igbo than the mascaron or the banda we're talking about. Even when there is no actually correlation between the Gede and the Igbo rhythm that comes from Nigeria. But they create a song like this. It's not actually connected, but it's beautiful. It's a good connection you want to create between the different rhythms, between the different nations that we have in Haiti. We have Liman Kazimi as well. She composed a nice song that's very popular, actually, among the female singers that we have. And it's very popular. I mean, one that makes it very popular, that made it very popular was Jean-Claude Martino Corralin, who created that song for Carole de Mesmer, and Carole de Mesmer sing that song. It's a very nice song that talks about the life of Liman Kazimi, and then the song itself became very popular. It's all over the world, and many different communities are singing, not just the Asian community. Canadian communities are singing Gede.
So Canadian singers, really?
It's pretty interesting, actually. It's pretty interesting to notice. But again, using different rhythm, not the real Gede rhythm.
Okay, not the traditional one that we hear.
Yes, it's nice though. You know, it doesn't have. I've seen some folks, for instance, singing a song. If you're singing the song a cappella, you will hear a dago. But again, he wants it your value. What's going on? You know, but that's okay.
There's a lot of room. Okay. There's a lot of room there. It looks like for like variations and things like that, right?
This is not a ceremony. This is not a ceremony. You
right.
Got to be very serious when you're doing if it's a ritual. But again, if it's just to introduce yourself or to introduce the audience to the Loire, to the traditional songs of Haiti, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. That's fine. Play rock if you want to. There's a lady that plays rock, for instance, with songs, with traditional songs. But but that's okay.
Are you
But
talking
in
about
general,
Moonlight? Are you talking about Moonlight Benjamin?
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. She's actually one of the artists who likes to rock a lot of Gede outfits. I mean, when she walks on a stage, she's wearing like full black, she's basically got the black veil on, Would you consider her to be kind of a Gun Brigitte? How would you describe the way that she walks on a stage and the kind of music that she does it, if
She
she
wants to
does it?
represent the female portrait of the Gede. This is going to be
Absolutely. Yeah,
There is
absolutely.
no
And
two, it's only one. There's only
there's only
one
one.
female representation.
There's no two female deities, or we're just gonna talk about one. Like, there's
There
not a
are other
cousin,
female.
there's not a sister, there's not a daughter. I mean, what's going on? Because I feel like there's a lot of papas when you talk about Gedes, but where are the mamas?
Oh,
Who are the
voilà,
mamas?
Baron. You know,
Who are the mamas? Who's the wife? So she's the wife of Baron Samedi. That's who she is.
yeah, but again, this is that's the only one I know about.
That's the only one. That's
In
powerful. I
fact,
mean,
the
has a
many research,
female.
the much research I have
Yeah.
done, I could find it. Yeah. The extensive research I've done, it's only female that represents Gede. This is
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
Mama Brigitte or Grand Brigitte, that we
Right.
call it.
Right. So
But of course,
I
they have
guess what we see here is like the different representations of Gun Bijit, perhaps.
they're different. Some people have different connections with Grand Brigitte. But even when Grand Brigitte remains the same, but they create their own variations of Grand Brigitte. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this is what they have the black and purple, black and violet they call it. This is Gambiji. The white face or maybe a white scarf. This is Gambiji. Sometimes they wear a hat too. All right, that's it. They had
Mm-hmm.
I saw a different group performing Gambiji. So this group is called Simbi. They don't exist anymore.
Yes, is
This
that the
is called
group from Europe? Is that the
no from
European
Haiti.
band?
It's
Oh, a
called Haiti.
Haitian
It's called
band called Simbi. Mm-hmm.
Simbi Roots. But they don't exist anymore. For the past, I think 5 years ago they were around. But
Mm.
Simbi Roots, they have a nice video on Gede.
And what about dancing with the cane? Because I know a lot of women when they're dancing some of the rhythms of banda, they dance with the cane. And is that something that you see with male and female, or is it mostly like what is the dancing with the cane and what?
Mostly
Mhm.
female will use the cane
But
for
that's
some
what I
reason.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, the cane belongs to Baron. Papa
Mm-hmm.
Gede, when they're entering somewhere, they have to have the cane because the cane represents power.
Mm-hmm.
This is me. And I'm a very Bourdais. You know what they call Bourdais?
Oh yeah, that's very dapper.
Yeah.
Very
It's a
dapper.
very dark.
Shows
Exactly.
up very, yeah, very focused
Yeah,
on their appearance and things like that.
uh-huh. But the female likes to dance with it. In fact, it gets nastier when someone is dancing banda with the cane.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of female groups when I was doing some research on some recent things that I've seen online, especially now that everyone is celebrating Gede. Gede has become such a popular holiday. There's Gede all over the world. There's Gede in Paris, in Montreal, in New York, in Miami. It's like so many people are becoming more aware of how beautiful this festival is and how much potential it has to uplift really the voice of the ancestors and also the celebration factor. And truly, when I think of celebration, there's no celebration without music. This is again why we're talking about the importance of Gede within the music and where that falls within, especially inspiring people to doing more music and things like that. So definitely, it's a huge epiphany to find out that there's not that much to learn about female spirits, but Gun Bijid, and Gun Bijid being kind of like the baroness of the Gede family. Is that how you would
Oh,
see
yeah,
her?
she is, because she's the wife of Baron
Mm-hmm.
Samedi.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a great healer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's a great healer. If you want to heal somebody has an issue, you could call Gambrijit and Gambrijit will take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great healer.
And tell us about the powder, because you said something about the powder. I know they have also the white face. I always see the powder in the white face, kind of looking like a corpse in a way, but it also is very amusing. I think that there is something about it that also makes you want to kind of laugh. But what is really the tradition behind the powder?
The powder, the white powder, actually, first it wants to represent what they call, it wants to resemble, it wants to look like the dead, like a dead person.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're usually the face is pretty white. When you it's like when someone is dead, you could see the face. The face is very blemish. Can I say
Mm-hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we just like it white to represent the face of the Loire. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a zombie. When you come as a zombie, we find the zombie has a. They always bring a white powder to the zombie's face, so they
Mm-hmm.
want to look like a dead person. And there's a message. There's a message to the Vaudouism too, to tell them, listen, you too will become dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just to tell them. That's the message. You're alive now, but you will become dead. You're going to be looking like me. That's what you're going to be looking like. That's the message. And the last thing will be they want to show the power they have. Because they're saying, I'm dead, but still I can come back to you in your on earth and celebrate with you. That you cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to show you with their white face that they are a dead person. And then still they are on earth celebrating with you.
Right.
So this is
They never
that's
left. Like they
that's
never
a
left.
but
Mm-hmm.
showing the power. I mean, to control both regular life and afterlife. This is power. This is
Right.
power to
I
believe
assume
to be
so.
able to live in both worlds. That's power. That's what the white face actually represents.
Yeah, I think also the interesting thing about this family of spirits is that it's also very misunderstood, right? There's a lot of things that get lost in translation or that get mystified into a sense of, okay, this is scary, or, I'm not going to go to the cemetery, or, these kinds of fears that pop up in our culture.
Yeah, most of the time you'll find those with when you're closer to Port-au-Prince, which tends to be very much more colonized than the other places.
Mm-hmm.
So they tend to say, "Oh, this is vulgar." Or Gede
Right.
is a vulgar. It cannot be. How could I play a Gede song in my living room? You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Or in my car? There's a such thing. And this is part of it. They tend to. There's a stigma behind playing the Gede music or saying Gede is normal. No,
Okay.
you don't consider Gede as normal because it's very vulgar. Where other places people feel free to sing the Gede songs.
Mm-hmm.
They won't
Mm-hmm.
sing Gede songs anytime. But during the Gede period, especially the 1st and the 2nd of November, oh, you walk everywhere where there is a parish still, where there is a Vodou temple. People sing it just like this, but they're blasting it actually.
Right.
You know?
They're getting in the zone. They're getting in the
Yeah,
vibe,
this is
right?
it. That's Gede. They don't
They're
feel
getting the
ashamed
party
about it.
started.
They don't feel like Gede is bad because they use Gede for their own purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think when you look at the bigger context of how we have a funeral for the dead, we also even incinerate the dead and we take some of their ashes and bring it to their homes. Like we live with the dead in many different ways. There's people who have ashes of their ancestors in jewelry, that they wear with them at all times. And so there's definitely something interesting about tapping into that power of the other life and how women are the portal of that, that afterlife and also the portal of life. And the way that, especially those dances that I see with those women in the cane are just amazing. Some of the things
Oh
that
yeah,
I've
this is
seen,
serious thing.
the
You cannot be
performances,
Bunda if you
yeah.
don't have the cane.
The performance I see the women, I think the women come at first line has dancers. It's like if you go to any type of Gaiety performance, you're going to find probably a lot of women dancing, and that's probably where that
But
female energy is
mhm.
there.
Always remember too, the cane of the Guinea represent fertility.
Correct.
So they
Mm-hmm.
have their own way. They know how to represent what the fertility and giving birth and all these things, preparing for all this.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's not the dancing with the cane. It's not just for support. The dancing with the cane to represent something. as a
Represent
woman.
something.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm using the cane because I'm representing fertility. I'm representing giving birth.
Hmm.
You know.
So let's talk a little bit more about the family of spirits, because I feel like this is such an interesting topic to dive into the family of the Gede spirits, into more details, because there are so many songs that have the same titles, have these families of spirits. You know, like you mentioned already, with Gede Nibo and Gede Zaganyen. I'm very fascinated with Gede Zaganyen actually, because Celia Cruz has a version of that song in the Cuban culture. It's called Gede Zaina. And Zaina is also kind of like, I guess, the terminology that they're using for Zaganyen, which is the spider. And yeah, there's definitely, I think that there's definitely a lot to say about how popular that song became and how people don't really know what that song represents. But that Gede Zaina song by Celia Cruz is actually a Gede Zaganyen song.
Yeah, that's the
And
song she sang with Martha Jean
yeah,
Claude.
correct,
She
correct.
sang with Martha Jean Claude.
And Martin
Gede
Claude
Zaire
was.
is a very powerful one too. But
Mm-hmm.
it is just like other Gedes. But one thing about Gede Zaire, earlier you mentioned about no, not earlier. Before we mentioned about the other show, you mentioned about a lot of food. That's Gede Zaire. Gede Zaire is one of the Gede that loves food. Has a
Mm-hmm.
great appetite.
Oh, now we know where that comes from.
Oh yeah, Gede Zaire eats a lot. Eats a
Okay.
lot. Oh yeah, he enjoys life. He enjoys he enjoys cracking jokes as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, making fun of people and all this thing. But again, he loves to give stories. He would love to
Mm.
tell stories. You know, he has a lot of fairy tales at it. But there's always a lesson about his stories. It's not just any stories that's to entertain you. There's always a lesson behind it. There's something you want to tell you. You tell your story, but at the end of the story, say, oh, there is a lesson behind it. That's Gedezarien. That's what he has.
Wow.
And the dance is beautiful. I've seen many Gedezarien dance when folks are coming on stage like a spider and
Mm-hmm.
dancing. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness.
Yeah,
It's
I've
like a
seen
Yan
that.
Valu. It's like a spider dancing Yan Valu.
I've seen some
Oh, that's
beautiful
beautiful.
performances. Yeah, I've seen
No, no, it's not.
some really actually they kind of look like a capoeira. Like looks a little bit like even Brazilian. It there's a lot of movements involved.
Yeah,
It's very involved. It's not something
yes.
that is a simple dance to to reproduce. It's something that looks
A
very
lot of
involved,
movement. A lot of
a
movement.
lot of movement involved,
Exactly.
and a lot of dexterity, just like that spider, opening up
Yeah.
those eight parts of their body,
And
to
you have to be in good shape
expand.
too.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've never really seen someone that's not in good shape do
To
that
be
dance.
having
I
both
mean,
feet and both arms on the ground. This is something.
yes, yes, yes.
This
That's
but
definitely
it's
the
beautiful.
the
This is a beautiful dance.
insect. And I know that in the Gede spirits, there's actually a lot to talk about when it comes to insects. Like when we talk about what is inside that dirt, what is inside that soil, like all of the
Mm.
medicine that we use, especially like in Chinese medicine in my practice. And I'm just comparing the Chinese medicine to Haitian medicine and how we use basically, scorpions, centipedes, and all type of different insects to be able to help people with internal problems, and speaking of the Gedes has great healers and their connection with that dirt. There's something with that dirt, with that soil. And when you're digging inside of fertile ground, you always find little worms and other things living in there.
Hmm.
And it seems that those Gede spirits also have a connection, with those insects that live inside the dirt, right?
Yeah. Seems like it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
And also the different stages of the burial, because that's something really interesting, as we develop more about the different spirits walking with the Gede energy. uh you know there is a specific one that's called Tipislakwa.
He does the job that most Gede lawyers do.
Uh-huh.
They just like Gede Timalis. They start Gede Timalis. They they wait for the souls at the crossroads and they will help the souls travel through. the life after death.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Sotipistakwa does. But again, it's mostly like Timalis. You know? This is basic.
And what is that, Timalis? I haven't heard that
It's
one
another
before.
Gede. It's called Gede Timalis.
Mm-hmm.
They take the souls and travel with and guide the souls through afterlife.
Yeah, the only Timalis I knew was, well, I think there is like
That's
a
the
way
book.
they actually, that's what I was gonna say. Buki and Malis is a famous Haitian book. It's kind of like everybody who reads,
There is a book
who's
called
learning to
Timalis.
read, that's like
Books for children.
everyone,
Yeah.
yeah, books for children. And there's also like a Pima Timalis. Isn't there like a pepper that has that name? Like Timalis kind of has like
Yes,
a,
there is a Pima Timalis.
right,
They
right.
have a butter. They have a kitchen. Yeah, cook, cooking butter is Timalis.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I've heard timalis. That's the thing with the Haitian culture, right? You hear these words, you don't know where they come from, and all of a sudden you realize that that little piment, that timalis piment, is probably the food of Gede timalis, and you just never knew that. They just call it piment timalis, and you
Mhm.
have your piment timalis, and to know that the Gedes love pepper, and there is that preparation of the pepper in the rum and the
Mm.
the heat, right? So there's all that heat of feeling like they're waking up from like being frozen, a frozen state, right? A dormant stage.
Yeah.
And how you can wake up that spirit is by giving it, heat, and I always see how that's something depicted in the culture. So there are many deities in the pantheon that love their rum, but when it comes to piment, when it comes to pepper, it seems like the Gedes hold
Mm.
the primary position there. Hmm.
It's a show because they want to show they can do certain things without being hurt, and those things that they're doing, the vivant, those who are living cannot do it properly. They cannot do it. If they do it, they will probably go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's what they're doing. They're showing you power. Those are show off folks. They're like they're very powerful. They make so much noise. They want to make fun of people. They want to show that they're better than you.
Wow.
This is it.
I
This
mean,
is
I
it.
think
I
I
know.
think there's a lot of people that would fall in that category, actually. I'm telling you, this Gede information is sounding very universal right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But Gede knows both worlds, as you know. But again,
Correct.
it's showing you the same. I know both worlds, but there are certain things, powers that I have. For instance,
Mm-hmm,
I could
mm-hmm.
drink clean with Pima. Can you drink clean with Pima?
Right.
It's like challenging those
Those who
the
are
vivant.
alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
those who are alive. I mean, one thing I do know that Piedmont does have a lot of healing properties. There's a lot of cayenne, medicine out there. There's a lot of medicine that
Oh yeah.
use this kind of property of the hot pepper, either for like, hemorrhaging, bleeding, any type of bruising,
Hmm.
even digestive issues that have to do with cold, so you use a lot of that pepper in there. So again, coming back to the Gedes has healers and having some knowledge about
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And one of the other Gedes that always comes up when it comes to music is Gede Niveau. And that is something I've noticed. A lot of the songs are dedicated to this special, Gede spirit. I would love to hear more about what makes this Gede Niveau so special.
Gede actually, it does the same thing like other Gedes, but again, it mainly takes care of those who passed away before their time.
Uh-huh.
Let's say, for instance, those who passed away from violence.
I see.
And certain people, for instance, they passed away, but again, they could never find their, let's say if you are in the army, sometimes they can find their corpse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or some people who were not really, who were not buried properly, according to his standards. So he's the one taking care of those souls. That's what Gedenibo does.
Mm-hmm.
And Gedenibo is actually a healer too. And it's basically that's what it is. It takes out those people who are brutally murdered, and he takes care of them.
What a
But it's very
powerful
well
spirit
known
to
in
know.
Haiti.
Yeah, powerful information. There's a lot of people who left before their time or people who's been victims of war and, all of that
Exactly.
kind of things that we are hearing now. It sounds like this is a very important time to get familiar with some of these archetypical energies that could, help support, the overall healing of people all over. It sounds like, especially when it comes to injustice, when it comes to the healing of the mind, the healing of the body,
Yeah.
the helping of the processing of going into the other side.
There is something about Gedenibo. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this clay doesn't have pima.
Okay.
This clay this clay has leaves. This bottle of rum has leaves. This is for healing.
Very
You know
important to know.
exactly. His bottle of rum doesn't have pima. It doesn't have peppers. No, no, no. It's leaves, special leaves that could heal you.
Is that
That's
also connected to the Haitian drink they call trempé? The trempés are kind of like the
yeah,
barks and
that's
the
connected
leaves.
to it too. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
well
So
known
is
for
that where the culture of making trempé comes from?
exactly. Yes,
Wow. Because
and mix
Tecumseh
it
is very
all.
popular, especially now. It's becoming a very trendy thing to have your own brand of clearing and to put the barks. And I mean, especially
Oh,
that, the funny thing about Haitian culture is that so many things that we are using in our everyday culture have been appropriated by other people. And those people have made it popular. For example, in the Dominican Republic, everyone knows Mama Juana. Mama Juana, everybody
yeah,
knows the barks and the rum and all that. But we also, kind of like came up with the original recipes. And we
yeah,
have so many different kinds of clairins that have healing properties. I mean, there's so many names from Bois Cochon to Zo du Vin to
yeah.
all the names that we can't even remember. But, this is again talking about what's available in the popular culture, what's available to the people. Because when you're in a festival or something in the street in Haiti, there's always people selling these small bottles of liquor. And none
Oh
of
yeah,
them will
all
be
over.
rums that you know. They will all be traditional house-made recipes,
Mm-hmm.
of some form of moonshine, which we call clearing, and some herbs. And that's where we're seeing again how it's popularized. Right next door has a very popular drink, called Mama Juana. But in our culture, this is the trempé, which is basically the soaked herbs, soaked barks. And we're seeing that connection with the Gedes and how the Gedes, that's how they like their drinks. They like stuff soaked into it. They don't like
Yeah,
things straight, right?
no, no.
They like it a little bit more pizzazzed and also with more warmth, and more
Yeah.
excitement. Yeah, absolutely. And so, what are some other Gedes that we should be looking out for? Part of that family of spirits.
Mm. I mean, the Gede family has Baron and Baron Cimetière. Baron Cimetière was the guardian of the cemetery.
That's right.
He,
That's important. That's important
he
to know. I
protects
mean, who's guardian the cemetery? We
the
need to
god of
know that.
the guardian of the city. Is that Baron Samedi? Baron Samedi is the leader of all the Gede.
I see.
But him is in charge of the tombs, or starts in charge of the graves. He
Mm-hmm.
protects the graves. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got Baron Lacroix, which whom they call Azagon Lacroix sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. So he's one that's more into the sex.
I see. I see.
Baron Lacroix. They have a lot of songs about the Baron Lacroix.
Many songs that are
Yeah,
these the traditional songs, or do you know
traditional song.
anybody who's redone any of these songs that they didn't dare to go there,
No,
huh?
I don't think they have.
They haven't dared to go there yet.
No.
But yeah, but that's actually really interesting because in other Latino cultures as well, you will hear about Gede La Croix, Gede Cimetière. There's this is like a very broad topic that doesn't really stop within the Haitian culture. This goes and pours into Latin American cultures, and this can also be seen in also the West African culture, like you mentioned before. There's so many different variations of those same energies that are called different ways. So any other Gedes that we should be looking out for? We talked about Baron Lacroix, Baron Cimetière. What about Papa Gede? Papa Gede seems to be kind of like the chief of this whole
Papa
conversation.
Gede is the chief of the whole thing.
Okay,
Because
that's very
Papa Gede
important
was
to
the
know
first
about.
one, that's the first dead person on earth. He
Uh-huh,
represents the
uh-huh.
spirit of the first dead person on earth.
And in the Luman Casimir song, I know that it
Papa
says the
Gede Bel
lyrics, Papa
Garçon.
Gede, yeah, Gede Nibo Bel Garçon. Is this a traditional meaning that Papa Gede is a handsome man,
Yeah,
Gede Nibo is a handsome man?
this song wants to compare Papa Gede. That was a political song, actually.
That's right. It was comparing
Exactly.
him to
She wanted
the president
to
at the time.
estimer. Du Marseille
Du Marseille
estimer.
estimé. Hmm.
Exactly. They always, because he was a good president to everybody. So Liban Kazimi created a song for him.
Wow. So
Playing
we're
Papa
seeing
Gede.
again that connection with authority here, like the Gedes being
Exactly.
the chief of authority, like all the presidents wanting to be a Gede or be like thought of as a Gede or seen as a Gede, right? Because it's like, what
Yeah.
else would you be seen as, right? It's like, it's almost like this is the top of the top. And like you're saying, Papa Gede is the chief, the first one, the first corpse. And so when she sung that song and she said that he would be dressed in white, habillé tout de blanc,
Yeah. Du Marseille
et
estimer used to
habillé.
have that white
I
tuxedo,
see. Hmm.
you
And
know?
you
But he's
mentioned that
always,
white is also a color of Gede and black
of
is a
course,
color
it's
of
the
Gede.
color of
So
it.
they would kind of
The color of
interchange between black
neutrality.
and white.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Color of
Hmm.
white is for neutrality, white for let's say no how they call this again. It's for no prejudice because you're a president, you're in white. That means you have no prejudice. You want everybody to shine because if you put white with any color, that other color will shine.
Oh wow, I like
That's what
that.
the
If you
white
wear
represents.
white with any color, that color will shine.
The other, if you wear white with red, the red will shine better.
Hmm. Hmm.
So to show you the neutrality of white and to show you that this is wisdom too. They're not really concerned about themselves. They want other people to shine around them.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love
So when
that.
you're in white, it means there is a meaning to it. It has to do with innocence as well too. You know?
Hmm. Hmm. And you
They
and you
have other
actually
ghetto.
had talked about one of the gay days who's one of the innocent ones. Like you mentioned, there was a gay day that dealt with, mostly children. You mentioned something about the Gidi Lento that was
Diletto,
mhm.
he's an old guy, very very nice. He enjoys dancing, but he's not as how they call it again, festive as the other one.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, the crazy. He doesn't go that crazy way. He's always telling jokes or making fun of. That's not him. He likes to tell stories. But this we talked about it before.
That's
Another one
right.
we didn't talk about is called Gede Lorai.
That right. I was actually about to say that because that's something actually I've heard in a Toto Vicent song. That was my first time hearing that, but I know it was a term used in other Haitian composition, Lugai Kali.
La vive les botem pigan reprochem. Si rem fin rete se l'emboîte
There is
chale.
actually a whole Gede spirit dedicated to the Lugai energy, which is the thunder energy. So what
Exactly.
what's to be known about that?
Gede Lorai is the Loa of mauvais temps, which is
Ah.
bad weather.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's what it is. But again, he's a very when he comes in, he wants to be as tall as a kid. That's the way he comes in. He comes in like a kid, and
Mm-hmm,
he
mm-hmm.
even when he represents the mauvais temps, which is forecast. And again, he also wants to help those who had what is sudden death.
Sudden death, right?
Sudden death. He's the one that takes control.
Okay, so definitely traumatic
Exactly.
situation, which
He's
happens like the thunder.
Kedeloai will
Mm-hmm.
definitely take care of the soul and guide the soul to life after death.
And is this connected to the song Logai Kale?
Lorai Kale. When you say Lorai Kale, you're not talking about someone who is not born properly. I say you didn't born, you were not born through the wound of your mother. It's like
Oh.
l'oreille calée, ça veut dire that means the after the explosion and the and then you were born. You were not born from any. They're telling you that you're. Is one way to tell you you're crazy.
Right. That's
You know,
that's what the
you're
song
crazy.
says. The song is all talking about like,
Exactly. Someone who is
I'm kind
very.
of, and then she also
Woo,
talked about cooking with tarasol, which I know you mentioned tarasol being the food of the Gedes, and she always
exactly.
taking care of everyone. And Tutubi said is such a very famous Haitian artist. I mean, who's has such a portfolio of work in Paris and all over the world, and really did such an amazing job with bringing the Haitian songbook to the world, in different way, in modern way, acoustic way. And they also said she liked to drink, so they did say that,
And we have this in
so
our
we're
language.
finding out a lot of those artists do have some Gede energies with them as well.
We have this in our language. They say, my goodness, why she keeps moving, Ou son l'oreille calée, woman. I mean,
You keep moving
l'oreille
like the
calée,
thunder.
which means l'oreille give you birth. The explosion of l'oreille give you birth. The
Yeah,
explosion of the thunder gave you birth. It's
absolutely.
not, you didn't come from a mother.
You came, yeah, you're a thunder child. I love
Yeah,
that. You're a
that's
thunder woman.
the thunder child. That's what it is.
This is such a great way to wrap up our conversation with Professor Georges Vilson, giving us the lowdown on Gede spirits. Thank you so much to Georges Vilson for joining us for this Vodou Alchemy podcast series on Fête Gede, giving us all the information we need to know on celebrating for our ancestors, on keeping the festivities that our ancestors have been doing for so long alive, and also promoting the beauty of Haitian culture, the complexities of Haitian music, and how so many artists have been inspired by these kinds of energies to do their music. So definitely do not forget to come join us this Saturday, November 1st for Fête Gede at the Miami Beach Bandshell, where there will be performances by Tafami Soleil, Jean Caz, Raranou. I will be your host, Natidred Haiti, and also music by Val Gentil. There also will be dance performances, there will be food, and plenty of opportunities to get into the festive mode, put some costumes on. There'll be face painting and all type of activities for the family. So please come join us on Saturday, November 1st. See you at Fête Gede. This program is brought to you by the Rhythm Foundation and Fondation Zaka.